Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my pre-existing subscribers, welcome back to today's video. So in today's video in particular, we're going to be talking about robber barons. So that's like multi-billionaires, millionaires, you name it. We're going to find out what we're going to get in terms of robber barons and what to expect from that. We're going to do a quick description right before we do begin doing the tarot card reading. But I do want to say some quick words. Today is being recorded on Wednesday, March 12th at 11:49 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as of when I'm recording this. So again, Wednesday, March 12th at 1:49 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as of when I'm recording this specific video. Our main topic is we're going to be talking about robber barons and finding out what we're going to know about that. I have a been feeling that we should be doing that type of video, so that's what we're going to do today. If you want to help out the channel grow, you can do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, or even engaging with the content in some formality. Helped me, helped you, and helped everybody. Also, if you have been realizing that YouTube is not notifying you when I do post and upload, you can go into the description or the comment section below and follow my Blue Sky account or my Facebook group. Alright, so let's begin. We have a lot to get through today. I'm trying to pump out as many videos as possible because I've kind of been taking a little bit of a laid back response. I've been very exhausted and very tired. So, so let's begin. Let's see what's going up. But before we do begin, I do want to quickly go over what a robber baron is, because I feel like some of you guys don't know what a robber baron is, and it will be really essential to really give you a key highlight on what robber barons are. What is a robber baron? Okay, a quote, robber baron is a projective term for powerful 19th century American industrialists and financiers who amassed great wealth through unethical business practices and a monopolistic control of key industries, often exploiting workers and disregarding ethical standards. So we kind of get that. And today we have those multi-billionaires like Elon or those are considered robber barons of the modern day. So let's take a look. Let's see what's going on. There was the Antitrust Sherman Act that was introduced by Teddy Roosevelt. President Teddy Roosevelt was designed to break up monopolies. If you guys have remembered during the Biden administration towards the last couple of months, before he was going, the DOJ said that they were planning to use the Anti-Sherman Act to break up Apple, Google, and a whole bunch of other companies, and they teamed up with 45, and that's how 45 got elected, because they did not want to be broken up. So in essence, they are monopolistic robber barons. So that includes what they call Google, Apple, you name it. All of them are robber barons. But anyway, let's go take a look and see what's going on there, what is the fate. I really wish I had my Monopoly deck, because that would have been ideal for this, but I don't have it right now. So we'll just have to suck it out. Alright, so Spirit Angels, tell me about robber barons in the United States. You told me to do this video. I don't know what we're really walking into, but let's go ahead and do it. Robber barons in the United States. What are we expecting to happen with robber barons? I'm here to take the two cards from the bottom. Bottom of the card, Seven of Swords. Top of the deck, the Hierophant reverse, the government in reverse. The Hierophant. Alright, so this is interesting. We're talking about robber barons here. I find it to be very informative, if you will. So now the first card that we have here is, the first card that comes in is the Ace of Swords. This is the victory card. This is taking the incumbent and slashing him, or getting rid of the king, right? Victorious, victory. Right now, we had this illusion back in the 1900s that what they call the Anti-Sherman Act would be able to be used to be able to destroy monopolies and destroy corporations. And that's what it was intended to do. It gave this false impression that it was going to be a success, right? So Teddy Roosevelt made this law, and because of this law, it was able to be successful for quite some time, but not for a long time. It was a temporary band-aid. And how do we know it was a temporary band-aid? It's by the card that it's crossed with. And it's crossed by the Seven of wand here, which is the resistance card. So the Ace of Swords is the Rabbit Barons are able to resist the ability for the law of the act to really take into effect, which means it further weakens its ability because what they do is here in the resistance is prolonging the process out 4 years just until the next individual go in. That's what it's saying here. That it fails because it doesn't allow time to go like that. It can be elongated and elongated to the point where a president could start at the beginning of the term but doesn't actually get anything done in regard to removing the monopoly because they're able to have some sort of clause that allows the resistance to elongate the process, right, to evade the conviction within that. So here we have is the net card that comes in. The net card is that Knight of Wands, right? This is 45's card. 45 comes in to save the day. That is why he is running towards the Ace of Swords. He gave them the option and he said, oh, I saw my way in. So the Robert Barons of the modern day of modern America, because of the Biden administration's ability to do away with or wanting to do away with the monopolies and the control and all those type of things, 45 had an opening. 45 gave them a promise. He said, listen, I will stop this from happening to them if you support me. And so they did. They made an unholy alliance between the two, between the corporation and 45, which means that this was initiated in 2020 when he lost. This was initiated when he lost. Just so you know, it was initiated. Why do you think all of a sudden, after Trump won the 2020 election, corporations were price gouging? It wasn't because they had an agenda and they were making record profits. Yes, the money also played a big role in that. But also they saw this as an opportunity to squeeze the American people because if they can control the market, they can control how people vote. And so the American people voted the way that they anticipated. They made the conditions ripe so that 45 could go in. He made a deal with them in 2020. This is how Robin Barron started. This is how it began. This is what led to the victory of 45. They squeezed the market to the point where it made the Biden and Harris administration unable and unable to do the job they're supposed to do. Because the monopoly made sure that they made the proper condition, laying the people in power to be able to get him back in. It was all about the money, right? They did that for the money. And at the same time, all the profit that they make, 45 told them, if you make any profit off of this, you'll get to keep it. No taxes. That's why they did what they did. Here we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, this is the Biden-Harris administration. This is why they come in at the cups. Right, walking through, moving ahead on this mission, right, standing your ground with this shield, right? But it stands a very stark opposition. A very stark opposition against the robber barons. It really did. It pinned the Biden administration against the robber barons. And in essence, it made it possible that it puts, what's it called? The people behind the Democrat, but put the robber barons behind the Republican. It made a very distinct disparity. But also be noticed here as well, the Knight of Cups may have said that the Democrats may be the people party. Does not mean the people within the Democratic Party are for the people. Okay, just keep that in mind. Here we have, underneath that, we have the devil, the opposition, the clear opposition, the control. That's why the Republicans are able to do what they're able to do, because as long as they had the monopolistic, as long as they had the money flowing continuously, no matter how dark the money is, they're able to maintain that control. They're able to maintain that power, right? The Knight of Cups is given the opportunity for a change, an opposition for a change, to change the way that things are. This is talking to the people. This is not Biden knowing that he's going to be able to complete it. Biden already was aware of this, that he was not going to be able to do that. Again, everything in this video is just for like purposes only. But it feels like Biden knew that he couldn't do anything. But it was a message to the people to say, hey, listen, you can change it. You can change the outcome. You can. And here you have the devil. The devil is, you can't choose us, essentially, because we won't ever do that for you. We just have the right person in the right time. He's handing the torch over to somebody else, which means that Biden walks so someone can run. That's a slang term. It's a saying that basically says that somebody did something to break the barrier so that you can be able to run in like a bull and be able to break it. Kind of like, for example, using a modern term in which you guys will understand, Hillary walked so Harris could run, essentially, right? Here you have the Lover's card. The Lover's card is that people, talking to the people. This is the American people. This is the people, the workers, the groups, right? The Lover's card is the people. This is a message to the people that they can break free. So you have here, you have the male and you have the female here being chained up. And this kind of feels like workers, right? Worker ethic being totally disregarded. But here you have the people being free. There is no chains. There's nothing being chained. It's that freedom, right? That is that Knight of Cups. It's given these two opposite points of view here. It's given, if you do this, we can give you this. But if you choose this, we'll give you this. Right? And what's underneath the the Lover's card? It's the King of Swords. The people have the control. The people have the purse. It's reverse. The people lose the purse. They lose their economic power. They lose their economic status, their ability to control the economy, the market with their money. To be able to have that freedom of choice, to be able to know where you want to spend your money. It's that illusion that you have that option, but you don't. And because we went into this route here, we lost our purse. We lost our economic power, economic status to be able to influence an outcome. However, this is temporary because this is the message. Because this is the message for the people. While this is ongoing here, and as we go into this timeline, this is the message. This is the seed. The seed has been planted for the people to be free. So the seed has been planted, and while we're in this timeline, the seed is being germinated. And here you have, in the final outcome card here in the reverse, you have the King of Pentacles reverse. They fall. So what does this mean? It means the seed has germinated and has sprouted. Their movement, their ambition has sprouted. Robber barons will once again become an extinct species in the United States. They will once again disappear. So what does this mean? What does this mean? Well, it means that the Ace of Swords here being crossed by the resistance, which means prolong the process of the Anti-Sherman Act, which was initiated under the Biden administration. 45 gave a promise to those who were being under investigation for monopolistic and unethical practices that in exchange that they make the environment right for him coming back, he will allow them to keep record profits in exchange that they put him in power by creating the conditions needed to influence how people vote. And by doing so, Biden gave a message at the first State of the Union, giving the warning and the planting the seed of germination for the people to make themselves free, because he himself knew that he was not capable of doing it because of how the government is currently being run and how the process could be elongated by those who are resistant. And by doing that, he planted the seed for the people to be free. But in the current timeline now that we have entered into, the devil has taken control temporarily and has influenced how the people are. The people, the voters, the workers, the American people are enslaved right now. They're enslaved. And here you have the King of Swords. They have stolen the economic purse of the people. They have stolen the purse of the people. And because they stole the purse of the people and the economic influence of the people rebel because they remember the germination, the seed that has been planted. And because of that, the King of Pentacles falls. The oppressor becomes oppressed. That's what it is. Now, I do want to also talk about here, because we do have on the top of the card here, we have the Hierophant reverse, which means the government fall, which means the government institution, what creates the robber barons, and great success here. Great fortune, which means the fall of robber barons within government and control of government. And here's the Queen of Pentacles. There's going to be a limitation on politicians going forward in terms of economics and money and status in terms of that. Here we do have here on the bottom of the deck here, though, we all know about robber barons. It's ironic, someone coming in here at the Seven of Swords, stealing things. And what are they stealing? They're stealing money. They're stealing money from the people who only have one pentacle, and yet he's stealing that pentacle. He's stealing the money. And while he's not stealing that money. That is what the people say, oh my God, look, I got this one coin. Well, they don't realize they had all these. They have all these things, but this guy is making sure that they are fixated on this little outcome, temporary satisfaction, while stealing this from them. Making all these cuts, making all these slashes. That's what the robber baron is. This is what's happening in the United States. And now I do want to talk about the possibility and the plausibility of the guillotine coming to the United States. I feel like the United States is heading in a direction. I have said this for quite some time now, since November, since Luigi. I have said, if you don't know who Luigi is, I would recommend you look him up. He's the one who he was America's hero for getting rid of the CEO. He was America's hero for getting rid of the CEO in the healthcare. But essentially, I said that, if people cannot feel like they can create change, they will make change in other means, even if it's a little bit more ferocious. And remember, America right now, at this very point in time, the wealth gap between the wealthy and the average day Americans is actually wider than that of when the French Revolution in 1787 or 86 or something like that, where they brought guillotine to the French and they were able to get rid of corporations, stuff like that. And ever since then, they never had a problem. So I guess the only solution really is the guillotine. But we're going to take a quick look, see what's going on in the United States, to see will they bring the guillotine and will they threaten give me death or give me life. Let's see. So spiritual angels tell me. Coming in here, right? Okay, so spiritual angels tell me about the guillotine. Is the guillotine coming to the United States? Is the guillotine coming to the United States by the people to eject those in position of power, economic wealth, or even those who are guilty of treason against the United States? Okay, seems like they have a solution here. Okay, they're telling me to take the index cards. So the way it works is essentially, I feel intuitively a specific color of a card, and then I just pick a random color, and I go from there. Or I just feel a certain color, and I just pick it until I feel like it's the right one. Now, I don't get shown what the cards or what's on the cards until I pull it out, so it's kind of random. But any cards that color white, it means it's minor. Anything with actual color in it, it means that it's major. For this, I'm getting yellow, so let's take a look at yellow. So we have a yellow card here. Let's see if we can pull it out. Okay. I'm getting light blue and dark blue. Okay. Give me a dark blue. Is that light blue? No, that's dark blue. It gets in a dark blue. Oh, this is dark blue. So that's light blue then. Okay. So let's take a look. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on with the guillotine and how the American people are feeling against those who are oppressing them. The first card that we got here, we have the Five of Wands, which means this is where we are right now. People are not really resisting. They are kind of still in this illusionment that everything is working for them, or that they don't feel like they can do anything, that there is no opportunity to do anything. What card represents that? We have here large. A small percentage of people feel like they can't do anything. Which makes sense. They feel like a lot of people don't agree with them, but that's not really the case. When they start to see more people coming together on this ideology to get rid of these people in position to power, even including but not limited to robber barons, they will feel more vindicated. Like they feel like they can get power, they get confident. When they start to see people doing these things, talking about these things, they become more powerful. They feel more like they can do something. Right now they feel like they can't, and that's why we have the large card reverse. They feel very small. Even though that they are a large majority of people, they represent 99% of the population, at least not even 99, maybe like 90% of the population. Even though that's a large percentage, they feel so tiny. They feel so tiny. And here you have the King of Swords. It kind of gives me the guillotine vibe. Like it kind of looks like the guillotine. Because you see here in the background, you have like this stone wall and there's like clouds in the background, and you're gonna see it coming right down. The guillotine, right? Here's the King of Swords. These are people in position of power. Who's in power right now? We have here, because we have this card, which means I should have flipped it this way. Spirit. Spirit. It's interesting because This again looks like the guillotine, right? Spirit is involved here. Spirit is in control. The universe is in control right now. What happens from this point onwards in the United States when it comes to the guillotine is still within the grasp of the universe. The universe will decide what that is and what's happening. Here, the next card that comes in that's challenging these two cards is we have the Magician. Wishful thinking and be able to manifest, bringing forth to the future, right? The leadership position. They need somebody who's going to lead the way. Somebody coming who needs to lead the way. If this was to happen, they need to lead the way. They need to be that sense of confidence for the larger percentage of people. And before that, they could be able to bring the spirit, make people become a spirit. And nothing more than just a spirit or a soul. So this is the guillotine card. This is the people's card. And here is the leader, the one who needs to be able to be the one to say it out loud. To say the obvious, what the majority is thinking. To say it out loud, this has to be somebody in a position of power, or going to be in a position of power. Here on the opposing side is, we have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles are going to do whatever they can to stop this individual. They're going to throw as much money at this individual as possible to try to either convince them not to do it, or to better yet, convince the opposition to go up against this individual. But guess what? This person here has everyone backing them. They have the cup, they have the pentacle, they have the wand, they have the sword, they even have the little magician wand here as well. And this is the opposition. So this feels like this is an election. Whatever it is, there's an election that's coming up. Whether it's a House, whether it's a Senate, whether it's a governor, whatever it is, it's going to set the stage for something. It's going to be setting the stage. So this is where we are right now. We are here. This is what we're going to be headed into, and this is what the next couple of elections are going to be like. I don't know if this is going to be physically our election that's coming into maybe this year. I don't know if this is our election going next year into the mid-presidential. I don't know just yet. But here's what I can tell you. There are two opposition people going against each other. One is going to be supported by big money. The other is going to be supported by the people, and they are going to battle it out. Now, what is heading towards the future? We have the robber barons are heading towards the future. The robber barons want to win. They want to win. They have that pentacle, right? And that's headed in the future card. What is headed in the future for robber baron? We have here a great shaking. A great shaking is coming for the robber baron. A great shaking is coming for those in position to power. So what does this mean? Because the magician card is heading towards the future, which means this person has not yet shown their face, the magician is coming, while the opposition, the people who are in money, those who are backed by big money, are heading towards the past, which is towards the event. And therefore, the guillotine is coming to the United States. Whether it's in the manifestation of the guillotine is yet to be determined. But without a doubt, here it does feel like the energy is shifting to the people. This is the Ace of Aquarius. It makes complete sense that this would happen. And let's talk about one more card. Spirit, give me a white card. We have here ruined. Ruined. It might be a very tough battle. This battle might not be one we'll expect or would expect, but it's a battle nonetheless, and it's going to be a hard-fought one. And it's going to be done through software. They're going to try and manipulate the software in this election. Whatever this election is, they're going to try to manipulate the results. So that's what's going to be really interesting to see is how it plays out, because remember, big money, big tech is also a part of this. They're actively involved. It would make sense for them to manipulate the votes and to tally against this individual. The question is, will you be able to hold on to the question? And if you are able to hold on, will you fight for the people? And that's the question at last remains. But again, this is a video covering robber barons and what they call the guillotine, and also the individual, the person coming in to fight. Alright guys, I think this is a really good video. I think it's very good. I definitely would expect somebody to start initiating things like Luigi or all those things, to start saying those type of things on a campaign trail. When you start to see that happen, that's when you know those are the people that this is referring to. I keep getting this word guillotine Democrats. Just look out for the guillotine Democrats. They're not the same as the do nothing Democrats. These are called the guillotine Democrats. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, peace out. I love you.